Does God want you to lack individuality? Now, you see, this is potent because so much of our problems in today's world are rooted in us conforming, us not questioning what we're being told whilst we grow up. A blind acceptance. This is coming in the form through everyone you listen to, whether it be through the internet, your favorite creators, parents, professors. There is a continuous communication between humans. But we cannot confuse real listening and just being together with another human with conforming and blindly accepting and trying to fit in. The lack of individuality is creating a fissure. It's breaking us down because naturally humans flourish when we figure out what our natural curiosities are, what our talents are, the innate gifts that each of us have. They're going to be different for everyone. There may be similar themes, but no one's better than another. The point is that there is beauty in humans letting their curiosity guide them, letting their path illuminate as we walk it. The background here of our lives when we do conform, when we blindly accept, it seems to lead us down a path of, dependence. That dependence branches into a weakness. Our hearts, our minds. I'm not speaking much on individuality as in measurement and comparison. I'm speaking more about individuality as you being honest with yourself and noticing that you're actually not meant to imitate others and try to fit in. You are meant to break rules. But that being said, I'm not saying that you're meant to break every rule. Do you read? So overall, the essence of individuality is not being a rebel, but it's also not being a conspiracy theorist. Maybe it is a healthy skeptic balance. You do have to question things, but don't go to the extremes in terms of, when I say this, right? There are things that are happening in this world that we may see online, but if you don't have real proof in front of you, I'm going to be honest, and that means that there's a more valuable way for you to invest your attention, whether it be ideas like, human trafficking. I'm not saying it doesn't or it does happen. Odds are it's a very real thing. So we have to be honest about what's happening in our world, but then honest about what can we actually do. And is me complaining? Is me, hopping on the trend of resisting a certain thing, insert human, right? If you're a fan, you can't be a fan of human trafficking, right? If you have a heart, you gotta understand that that's not right. But my point here is that if you go into these rabbit holes, you lose your sanity because there's too much that isn't evident. There's too much space for imagination and thought. And that line of thought is imitation, right? Because you read something from someone else, and then you accept it or you disagree. But that's all very shallow. That's not being an individual. Acceptance and disagreement is not you being an individual. That is us playing a shallow game. What do we do? To be a true individual, that means that we are, number one, questioning ourselves, but number two, we're living sharp organized, structured, so that we have the awareness, the clarity to notice moment by moment. Meaning that, right, if you don't cover your foundation, right, your hydration, your simple food, your movement, your fresh air, your business, your finances, treating people how you would like to be treated. If you don't do those things, then say goodbye to being an individual, because those are the things which connect you to the awareness so that you realize what talents you have, what gifts are innate, so that you can feel the path illuminating as you walk it. You need to have that awareness, and that awareness will be destroyed if your body is clogged and not respected, not taken care of with love and compassion. To be an actually alive, vital, unique, unpredictable, and spontaneously beautiful individual, that you have to live your life in a manner which is holistic, not going too far into any one direction, but holistically considering that each day may flow into the next, and to not obsess with the past nor the future, but to take where you are right now and to let that show you that that's reality. That's where you are. That's what your life is. Now, from here, putting the context into account, what are the facts of your situation, right? List the facts for me, please. Pen, paper, list the facts of your context, your circumstance, so that you can get as real and honest as possible. Now, when you list these facts, watch where you want to add sentiment, emotion, bias, opinions. Notice that. Because that's this game of actually letting your individual truth shine. You invite that through the awareness of your blind spots. And the blind spots, they do come in the form of those opinions, those biases, the judgment of the facts, the adding the emotion and the sentiment to the facts, right? So the overall, what we need to see here is that when I speak here and say no bias, no preference, no emotion, nor sentiment, that is not me saying be gray, be bland, be stale. I'm saying as an individual whom is aware, you'll be able to feel what you need to feel in the moment. And to feel on the deepest reality, your mind has to be free. And the essence of a free mind has nothing to do with memory. And your memory is what creates the sentimental judgment, the emotional bias, when you look at the facts. So if you hear me, then that means that you're learning. You're starting to notice the nature of what you are. And you're more than a human doing and a human having. You're a being, a human being that is not just this physical vessel, but very much this physical vessel. The moment you stray to a non-dual reality, you're off. And the moment you live solely in the practical land, you're off. But can we start to realize that balance, which creates a individual in totality? The essence of actually being an individual is to have the yin, the yang come together. And that creates a neutral life, one where the dark and the light are not judged, but they come together, right? If there wasn't the space for both, neither would have its place. So it's this beautiful vortex. And you can see in the nature of the universe, if you take just one moment to look at some animals or nature, the branches are the same as our nervous system, right? You can feel that whatever you want to label the creator, there is an essence of creation that can be felt in this dual world. You can feel the essence of the creator. And I think that that's the work. That's what has to happen for you to see yourself in totality, to truly be who you need to be. There's a lot of questioning and living that has to unfold naturally. Like the moment you want your life to be different, you're lost again. And the essence of letting what I'm speaking of be born within you is the subtlety of, right? On one end you have surrendering, on the other end you have action. In the middle you have that beautiful state where you're flowing, time is warped, and life is new. Your heart is reborn, right? There's not a single thought, opinion, preference from your memory in that moment. You're just there and you're free. That's what life seems to be about. And being that individual is an extreme level of work. But it's in work, there's something beyond fulfillment. Fulfillment, it's a word, but it has to do with you. But real work, it's beyond you. You do the work not for yourself. That's what I gotta leave you guys with. All of this, which I share here. Sure, I'm building a brand. Sure, I'm gonna scale the coaching. Sure, I have an offer. All that may be true, it is true. But the bottom line is you do the most real work, not for you. And that's the trick, right? That's how you get wealthy. And I'm not saying that everyone who's wealthy has done the real work. That's not what I'm implying. Everyone has a different pathway. And we're not here to measure and judge and compare. But you can take a peek. You can look around. That's the beauty of having a free mind, is you can look without the tension. You can observe and just see and realize everyone's doing what they're doing, and that's beautiful. At the same time, right? The fact is that there are people who are lost. Many people who are lost. Many people who are imitating. You know, their chest caves in every day, but they won't admit it. Those are the people who, how do I put it? They may be ready to start changing. And change is how you invite yourself to see that you're an individual. That there's no one who can tell you what to do. Now, on a practical level, sure, you may listen to others, especially if you're at work or something. I'm not saying be, an anarchy creator, someone of that nature. No, but it's this balance of understanding that you can feel moment to moment, and that compass will show you how to act, how to behave. And you'll be able to feel when something isn't right, when there's friction in your heart, when you're in a stagnant state of being. And you'll know how to change that. And you'll also see that change isn't a choice. Like you get to a place where you don't have to discipline yourself anymore. You don't have a choice. You have to live correctly. Because as you see the truth, that thing doesn't leave you. And you have to live correctly. So what I'll leave you with here, I have a free gift for anyone who, no matter where you're at, if you understood everything I've said, if you've understood just a little bit, if you've heard a few nuggets that resonate. This is the first step for any of you guys. It's absolutely free. The psychological journaling prompts. I'll link it down below. Just the easy opt-in. Enjoy. That thing is valuable. It's totally free. It won't take you more than... You choose how long you want to write. But initially, you can get some great value from it in 5 minutes. So... if you have any any feedback for me, replies, interesting points, questions, just drop them down below. Have a great day. Sincerely, let's go.